Mist curled around the ancient stone streets of Suzhou, where canals shimmered like strands of liquid silver beneath moonlit bridges. Lanterns swayed in the evening breeze, painting the night with soft reds and golds. Merchants were closing their stalls, and the faint scent of jasmine drifted through the humid air. Li Mei, a young calligrapher's apprentice, balanced a basket of ink sticks as she crossed the narrow market bridge. Her day had stretched long. She had stayed late at the workshop, perfecting a scroll meant for the city's spring festival. The streets were quiet now, too quiet. From the shadows, a sudden rustle. 3 masked bandits emerged, their eyes glinting with ill intent. "Easy coin," one hissed. Li Mei froze, heart pounding. She clutched the basket tighter, mind racing for escape. The leader stepped forward, hand reaching. Before he could strike, a blur of motion swept between them, a man clad in dark indigo, a sword flashing like captured moonlight. Steel clashed against steel. The stranger moved with astonishing grace, parrying each blow in a fluid dance. Within moments the bandits scattered, vanishing into the alleys like frightened crows. Li Mei barely breathed. The man turned, lowering his blade. His hair, bound high, framed a calm, sharp-featured face. Across his back rested a weathered scabbard marked with the kanji for loyalty. "Are you hurt?" he asked in careful Mandarin, his accent carrying the lilt of faraway Japan. "No," Li Mei managed, voice trembling. "Thank you, sir. My name is Renji," he said, bowing slightly. "A ronin, a samurai without a master. I am passing through." A samurai in Suzhou? The words felt unreal. He offered a faint smile. Even a lone blade needs tea and shelter. The days that followed, news of the mysterious foreign warrior spread quickly through the market. Yet Renji remained a quiet presence, staying at a humble tea house by the southern canal. He spent mornings sharpening his sword, afternoons helping the elderly innkeeper repair wooden shutters or carry water. Children gathered to watch his silent exercises, their laughter a gentle counterpoint to the ring of steel. Li Mei found herself drawn to the tea house. At first she told herself it was gratitude. She simply wished to thank him properly. She brought him fresh scrolls and brushes, curious if he might share tales of distant Kyoto. But as days passed, her visits lingered. They spoke of art and honor, of Suzhou's canals and Kyoto's cherry blossoms. Renji listened more than he spoke, his dark eyes reflecting lantern light like still water. One evening, as the city prepared for the Lantern Festival, Li Mei invited him to watch the rivers glow. Lanterns and confessions, thousands of floating lights drifted along the canal, each carrying a whispered wish. Music from flutes and drums shimmered through the warm night. Standing beside Renji, Li Mei released her own lantern, her fingers brushing his. "My wish," she said softly, "is to find a love as steadfast as the moon." Renji gazed at the glowing river, silent for a long moment. "And if the moon is far away?" "Then I will wait," she replied, eyes meeting his. "Even the moon travels the same sky every night." Something unspoken passed between them, a quiet recognition that distance, though real, could not dim the bond forming in their hearts. The farewell, but destiny rarely yields to desire. A message arrived for Renji. An old ally in Nanjing sought his aid to protect a caravan threatened by warlords. His path of honor could not be delayed. Li Mei's heart tightened as they met one final time at the edge of the city's stone gate. "I must leave before dawn," Renji said, voice heavy. "A samurai's life is bound to duty, even without a master." Li Mei swallowed her sorrow. "I knew this day would come." He reached into his robe and withdrew a small paper crane, folded from one of her calligraphy scrolls. "If fate is kind," he said, "this will remind you that our hearts met beneath the lantern sky." She took it, eyes shining. "I will wait for the moon, Renji." Seasons of waiting months turned to a year. Li Mei devoted herself to her art, her scrolls now graced with poems of quiet strength and distant love. Each night she placed the paper crane by her window, a silent beacon for the wandering samurai. Letters could not reach him. She did not even know where the winds carried him. Yet she felt his presence in every rustling bamboo, in every moonlit reflection on the canal. The return on the second spring after his departure, the city prepared once more for the Lantern Festival. Li Mei walked the same bridge where their story began, the basket of ink sticks balanced as before. From across the square, a familiar silhouette approached, a man in indigo, hair tied high, a weathered scabbard at his back. Her heart leapt. Renji stopped before her, bowing slightly. "I kept my promise," he said, voice warm with quiet joy. "The road was long, but the moon guided me back." Li Mei's eyes brimmed with tears. She held out the paper crane, edges worn from countless nights of waiting, and I kept mine. Under a sky alight with thousands of lanterns, Renji reached for her hand. This time, there were no bandits, no farewells, only the steady rhythm of two hearts finding home. Closing the image, the canal shimmered with light as the festival music swelled. Somewhere above, the moon climbed higher, witnessing a love that had crossed borders, seasons, and the restless paths of destiny.